Good day to you students. Welcome to your mathematics class. In today's class, we will be beginning a new chapter which we know as statistics. So this is class 10 mathematics, chapter is statistics. In statistics, if you can remember, in the last year, we learnt about finding mean, mode and median of some given data, and also we learnt about grouping the data according to some class intervals and writing their frequencies. So in this class, since in the last year you learnt about finding the mean, mode and median of ungrouped data, in this year's chapter you will be learning about finding the mean, mode and median of the grouped data. So beginning with our class, first we have measures of central tendencies. So these are in the short form, they are also called as MOCTs. So the measures of central tendencies are, first is arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean is the very first measure of central tendency. It is also called as mean or also known as average. So when we have a large amount of data, say a data of 1000 to 3000 people or 3000 cases, then it becomes necessary for us to find something which will hold all of that data towards some central point. That is why these three quantities, that is mean, mode and median, they do that work. They compress our data to some central value. So the first one, mean, gives the average value of the data which is given to us. The second measure of central tendency is the median, and as you studied in your previous class, median is the midpoint of the data given to you. It is the middle value of the data. Say for example, if you have a data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 data, 3 is your middle value. So it becomes your median. Next we have something known as mode, and mode is the maximum, the value in your data which repeats maximum number of times. Say for example, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the data given to you in which 1 repeats 2 times. So 1 is repeating maximum number of times in our given data. So 1 is the mode of our data. So as we saw, mean, median, mode are the three measures of central tendencies. Next, let us look at calculation or calculating mean from direct method. For your syllabus, there are actually three methods to calculate mean. One is the direct method, other is the assumed mean method, and the third one is the step deviation method. But the other two methods, that is assumed mean and step deviation method, have been discarded due to the pandemic situation. So we will only be focusing or learning about the direct mean method or direct mean method to calculate or find the mean or average of our given grouped data. This time we will be given grouped data, not ungrouped data. So to do that, the mean of grouped data is given by the formula mean. See here in the formula, mean, which is x bar, is equal to this sign here. This sign is known as sigma. It is Greek letter sigma, and in maths it means summation, or it also means summation or addition. We call it as summation. So mean or x bar is equal to summation f x divided by summation of f, and where all these values, where f is the frequency of the class interval. As we know, in our grouped data we will be having two columns, one is class interval and the other is frequency. So f gives the frequency of the class interval, and x is the midpoint of the class interval. It is also called as class mark. So if we have a class interval, say 0 to 10, then its class mark will be 10 plus 0, which is 10 divided by 2, 5. 5 will be the class mark. We will see how to calculate class mark. We will see in our upcoming numerical examples. So first we will look at short examples from the textbook. So the first example is the marks obtained by 30 students of class 10 of a certain school in a mathematics paper consisting of 100 marks are presented in a table below. Find the mean marks of the students, mean marks obtained by the students. So they are given us the data of 30 students of class 10 in a mathematics test, where the score is 100 marks. So here marks obtained, these are divided into class intervals, and how many number of students scored the corresponding marks. So this is marks 10 to 25, this is 25 to 40, here 40 to 55, 55 to 70, 70 to 85 and 85 to 100 are the class intervals or the marks obtained by the students. So number of students, the number of students who obtained marks from 10 to 25 is 2, and the number of students who obtained marks 25 to 40 is 3, and the number of students who obtained 40 to 55 marks is 7. Similarly, 6 students obtained marks 55 to 70, and 6 students also obtained marks which lie between 70 to 85. And lastly, another 6 students obtained 85 to 100 marks. So here as you can see, the data has already been grouped into class intervals, that is 10 to 25, 25 to 40 and so on, and frequencies 2, 3, 7, 6 and so on. So now let us, to calculate mean, let us put a proper table in which we have class intervals, frequencies, x and fx. So here we have our table. As you can see in our table, Ci gives the class interval, f is the frequency, x is the class mark and fx is the product of frequency and the class mark. So here 10 to 25, the corresponding frequency is 2. 25 to 40, corresponding frequency is 3. You can see it here also. 40 to 55, the corresponding frequency is 7. 55 to 70, the corresponding frequency is 6. 70 to 85, the corresponding frequency is 6. 85 to 100, once again the corresponding frequency is 6. So what we have done with this horizontal table, we have written it in a vertical fashion, and in the last column we have written something as total to get our summation of f and summation of fx. Now to get first summation of f, we will add all these frequencies. So 2 plus 3 5, 5 plus 7 12, 12 plus 6 18, 18 plus 6 24, 24 plus 6 30. So summation of f, or the whole sum or the addition of all the frequencies, will give us 30. That is one of the values. So now class mark. To calculate class mark, add the two lower, this is called as the lower limit, and this, the second number is known as the higher limit. Add the lower limit and upper limit of the class mark and divide them by 2. So 10 plus 25, 35 divided by 2, we get 17.5. 25 plus 40, 65 divided by 2, 32.5, and so on. We have calculated the class marks of or values of x for all the given class intervals. Now multiply f and x to get fx. So 2 into 17.5, 35, 3 into 32.5, 97.5, 7 into 47.5, 332.5, 6 into 62.5, 375, and so on up to 92.5 into 6, we get 555. So now to find summation fx in the table. So add all the fx values. 35 plus 97.5 plus 332.5 plus 375 plus 465 plus 555. The sum of all these values will be equal to 1860. So since now we got our values of summation f and summation of fx, now it is time to calculate the mean. So mean, as we know from the formula, mean x bar is equal to summation fx by summation of f. So from the table we have the value of summation fx and summation f. So x bar mean is equal to summation fx is 1860 divided by summation f, that is 30. On division, 0 0 cancels each other, 3 1s are 3 6 are 3 2s are. So 62, our mean marks of the students obtained in mathematics is 62. This is the solution. Moving on to the second example. The table below gives the percentage distribution of female teachers in the primary schools of rural areas of various states and union territories of India. Find the mean of the female teachers. So, this gives the percentage of teachers 15 to 25%, 25 to 35%, 35 to 45%, 45 to 55, 55 to 65 and so on up to 75 to 85%. These are the percentage of teachers in various schools, various primary schools of rural areas, and number of states and union territories 15 to 25%, 6 states and union territories, and so on. The distribution has been given to us. Our job is to find the mean of this data. So just like how we did before in the previous problem, let us put a proper table, that is first table class interval, second frequency, fourth column the class mark x, and the last column f into x. So the class intervals are 15 to 25, 25 to 35, 35 to 45, 45 to 55, 55 to 65, 65 to 75 and 75 to 85. Here 15 is the lower limit, 25 is the upper limit, 25 is the lower limit, 35 is the upper limit. So now the corresponding frequencies as given in the table are 6, 11, 7, 4, 4, 2, 1. So now to first job is to calculate the class mark x. So adding them and dividing by 2, 15 plus 25 we will get 40, 40 by 2 is 20, 25 plus 35 which is equal to 60 and 60 by 2 is 30, 35 plus 45 is 80, 80 by 2 is 40. So on we have calculated the class marks for each of the given class intervals. So we have our f values, we have our x values. So first let us find the value of summation of f, summation of our frequency. So adding them, 6 plus 11, 17, 17 plus 7, 24, 24 plus 4, 28, 28 plus 4, 32, 32 plus 2, 34, 34 plus 1, 35. So summation of f is 35. Similarly, next step is to find fx. So 6 into 20, 120, 11 into 30, 11 3s are 33, so 330, 7 into 40, 280, 4 into 50, 200, 4 into 60, 240, 2 into 70, 140 and 180 is 80. Now since we found all the fx values, we will add them to get our summation fx. So on adding all these values, we get summation of fx is equal to 1390. So now we have our formula, mean is equal to summation fx by summation of f. So our mean will be summation fx as we found out is 1390, put that value, and summation of f is 35, substituting the values, then we get on dividing we get mean is equal to 39.71. So moving on, we have another solved example. The table below gives the number of wickets taken by bowlers in one-day cricket matches. Find the mean number of wickets and also tell us what this mean signifies. So first the table, as we can see in the table, number of wickets and number of bowlers. So 20 to 60. 7 bowlers have taken 20 to 60 wickets in one-day cricket matches. Similarly, 5 bowlers have taken 60 to 100 number of wickets in one-day cricket, and 16 bowlers have taken 100 to 150 wickets. So similarly, 3 bowlers have taken 350 to 450 wickets in their one-day cricket matches. So what does what is the mean number of wickets taken by these bowlers. So to find that, to calculate mean, we have our table. First we have the class intervals, writing the class intervals 20 to 60, 60 to 100, 100 to 150, 150 to 250, 250 to 350 and 350 to 450, and their corresponding class intervals 7, 5, 16, 12, 2 and 3. So first finding summation of f. 7 plus 5, 12, 12 plus 16, it is 28, 28 plus 12 is 30, 28 plus 12 is 40, 40 plus 2, 42 plus 3, 45. So summation f is equal to 45. Now the class mark x. Add the lower and upper limits and divide by 2. 20 plus 60, 80, 80 by 2, 40. 60 plus 100, 160, 160 by 2, 80, and so on. We have calculated all the class marks. So now to find fx, multiply f and corresponding x values. 7 into 40, 280, 5 into 80, 400, 16 into 125, 2000, 200 into 12, 2400, and so on. We got all the values of fx. So now to find summation fx, add them. 280 plus 400 plus 2000 plus 2400, add them, and we get summation of fx is equal to 6880. Now the mean is given by the formula x bar is equal to summation fx by summation of f. So mean is equal to, substituting the values, 6880 divided by 45. So we got our mean to be equal to 152.89. So what does this average number of wickets say? It says that on an average the number of wickets taken by these bowlers in one day cricket is 152.89. That is the significance of the mean. Next we have first exercise of the chapter, and the first exercise is completely denoted to calculation of mean for various grouped data given to us. So in the first question we have, a survey was conducted by a group of students as a part of their environmental awareness program, in which they collected the following data regarding the number of plants in 20 houses in a locality. Find the mean number per house. So here the students have collected a data as a part of their project and arranged them neatly in the distribution table, frequency distribution table. So now our job is to calculate the mean of this data. So we have our frequency distribution table, class intervals 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, and so on up to 12 to 14. And f, the column f or the frequency column, gives us the corresponding frequencies 1, 2, 1, 5, 6, 2, 3. So summation of f is 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 1, 4, 4 plus 5, 9, 9 plus 6, 15, 15 plus 2, 17, 17 plus 3, 20. Summation f is 20. And we have our class mark x. We know how to calculate it. Add the lower and upper limits and divide by 2. 0 plus 2, 2 but divided by 2. We get 1. 2 by 2, 1. 2 plus 4, 6. 6 by 2, 3. And so on. We have calculated all the class marks. Now finding the product, f into x. 1 into 1, 1. 2 3s are 6. 1 5s are 5. 5 7s are 35. 6 9s are 54. 2 11s are 22. And 13 3s are 39. So adding them we get our value of summation of fx, which is equal to 162. So now we have our formula, mean x bar is equal to summation fx by summation f. We have our values of summation fx and summation f, so substitute them. 162 by 20. So our mean number of plants or average number of plants per house is 8.1. So this is the solution to the first question of the exercise 1. Now moving ahead, we have in the second question, consider the following distribution of daily wages of 50 workers of a factory. Find the mean daily wages of the workers of the factory using appropriate method. We have no choice because we are only dealing using, we are going to work this only using our direct method to calculate the mean. So, here look at the frequency distribution table. The first row tells us about daily wages. So, 100 to 120 rupees, 120 to 140 rupees and so on up to 180 to 200 rupees. And how many number of workers get these corresponding money as their daily wage. So, to calculate the mean, we have our frequency distribution table once again, where in the first column we have written the class intervals, and in the second column we have written the corresponding frequencies, and also at the end of the frequency table we have calculated something known as summation f, that is sum of all the frequencies, and that sum here in this problem is equal to 50. Next, our job is to calculate the class mark x. So, to do that, add both the limits of the class and divide by 2. So, we got the corresponding class marks to be 110, 130, 150, 170 and 190. So, taking the product f into x, 12 into 110, 1320, 14 into 130, 1820 and so on, we have all the values of fx. Now, adding summation of fx, adding all the values of fx, we get summation fx is equal to 7260. So, to calculate mean, we know the formula, mean is equal to summation fx by summation f. So, summation fx is 7260 divided by 50, 0 0 cancels each other. So, we have summation x is rupees 145.2. So, the mean wage of these workers or mean daily wage of these workers is rupees 145.2. So, this is the required solution. In the third question, the following distribution shows the daily pocket allowance of children of a locality. The mean pocket allowance is rupees 18. Find the missing frequency f. So, here they have given us daily allowance of various children in a locality, and as you can see, for the class interval 19 to 21, there is a missing frequency which they have denoted as f. So, given the mean of this data is 18, so our job is to find the value of f. So, first we have our distribution table, class intervals 11 to 13, 13 to 15, 15 to 17 and so on up to 23 to 25. Frequencies 7, 6, 9, 13 f, 19 to 21 f, 5 and 4. Now, adding them, adding the frequencies, we get 7 plus 6 13, 13 plus 9 22, 22 plus 13, 22 plus 13 is 45, 22 plus 13 is 35 and 35 plus f, 35 plus f, it remains as it is as 35 plus f, 35 plus f plus 5, which is 40 plus f, and lastly we have 40 plus f plus 4, 44 plus f. So, summation of f is equal to 44 plus f. We are keeping f as it is. So, now finding the class mark x. So, 11 13 class mark midpoint is 10, 13 5 midpoint is 14, 15 17 midpoint is 16 and so on. We have calculated all the class marks for all the given class intervals. Now, finding the product fx. 7 into 12 84, 6 into 14 84 and so on. Here 20 into f 20f, and just like how we added these frequencies, the same way we will add the products f into x. So, 84 plus 84 plus 144 plus 234 plus 20f plus 110 plus 96. We will get summation of fx is equal to 752 plus 20f. So, now we have summation fx and summation f. We will and we are also told the value of mean. The mean of the data is 18. So we know mean is equal to summation fx by summation f. We know mean or x bar is 18, so put that value 18. Summation of fx is 752 plus 20f, and summation f is 44 plus f. So now transposing 44f to the left hand side, we get 18 into 44 plus f is equal to 752 plus 20f. Opening the brackets, 792 plus 18f, 18 into 44, 792, 18 into f, 18f is equal to 752 plus 20f. So make f terms on one side and numbers on the other side. So it will be 792 minus 752 is equal to 20f minus 18f. So 792 minus 752 is 40, 20f minus 18f is 2f. So value of f on transposing, we get 40 by 2, which is equal to 20. So the missing frequency f is equal to 20. This is the required solution for the third question. In the fourth question, 30 women were examined in a hospital by a doctor, and the number of heartbeats per minute were recorded and summarized as follows. Means the number of heartbeats per minute has been given in the table for 30 different women. Find the mean heartbeat per minute for these women, choosing a suitable method. So we are supposed to find the mean heartbeat of these 30 women whose data a doctor has recorded. So writing our frequency distribution table, class intervals on the first column and frequencies in the second column, which they have given in our data table. So finding the summation of frequencies, summation of f is 30, class mark, add and divide by 2. So class marks have also been calculated. For first class interval it is 66.5 and so on up to 84.5 for the last class interval. So to find fx, multiply f and x, that is 2 into 66.5, 133 and so on. After finding all the fx values, add them to get summation of fx, and here summation of fx is 2277. Now we know that our mean is equal to summation of fx by summation of x, summation of f. So x bar is equal to 2277 by 30. On division we get x bar is equal to 75.9. So the mean heartbeat per minute for the women as measured by the hospital is 75.9 beats per minute. Per minute 75.9 heartbeats for the 30 women, that is the average heartbeat. So this is the solution for the fourth question. In the fifth question, in a retail market, fruit vendors were selling mangoes kept in a packing boxes. These boxes contained varying number of mangoes. The following was the distribution of mangoes according to the number of boxes. So number of mangoes in the first row and number of boxes in the second row. 50 to 52 mangoes in 15 boxes, 53 to 55 mangoes in 110 boxes, 56 to 58 mangoes in 135 boxes, 59 to 61 mangoes in 115 boxes, 60 to 64 mangoes in 25 boxes. So since we have our distribution table, we can easily calculate the mean using our another table, that another calculation table. So here class intervals are and frequencies are given. The third column contains the class mark or the midpoints of the class intervals, and lastly we have fx. So frequencies are 15, 110, 135, 115, 25, and the sum of these frequencies is 400. The class marks are calculated and they are 51, 54, 57, 60 and 63. And lastly we have our fx by multiplying the frequencies and class marks. So 15 into 51, 765, 110 into 154, 5940 and so on up to 25 into 63, which is equal to 1575, and on adding all these values of fx we get summation of fx is equal to 22,875. So to calculate mean, we have our formula once again, summation fx divided by summation f. So that it will be equal to 22,875 divided by 400, which is equal to 57.19. So on an average in each boxes about 57.19 mangoes have been kept. That is the required solution. So in the next question, that is the sixth question, the table shows the daily expenditure on food of 25 households in a locality. Find the mean daily expenditure of food. This table gives daily expenditure and number of households in a locality. 100 to 150 rupees is spent on food on each day in 4 houses. 150 to 200 rupees is spent on food in 5 houses. 200 to 250 rupees is spent on food in 12 houses. 250 to 300 rupees is spent on food in 2 houses, and lastly 300 to 350 rupees is spent on food in 2 houses once again. So our job is to find the mean or average expenditure each of these households have or do on food. So we have our table, class intervals and frequencies have been written. So the sum of the frequencies 4 plus 5 9, 9 plus 12 21, 21 plus 4 25. So summation of f is 25. The class marks, add the limits, divide by 2. 100 plus 150, 250 by 2, which is 125. 150 plus 200, 350 divided by 2 is 175, and so on. We have calculated all the class marks. So now to find fx, multiply the corresponding frequencies and class marks. 4 into 125, 500. 5 into 175, 875. 12 into 225, 2700. 2 into 275 is 550, and 2 into 325 is 650. Now to find summation of fx, we will add all the fx values, and that sum is equal to 5275. So now to calculate mean, use the formula summation fx by summation of f. We get 5275 divided by 25. So on division, we have mean x bar is equal to rupees 211. So on an average, all these 25 houses will spend 211 rupees each day for food. That is the solution to this question. In the next question, that is the 7th question, we have to find out the concentration of sulfur dioxide or SO2 in the air in ppm or parts per million. The data was collected for 30 localities in a certain city and is presented in the table. Find the mean concentration of sulfur dioxide or SO2 in the air. So the first row gives the concentration of SO2 or sulfur dioxide in parts per million in various localities, and the frequencies are given in the second row. So our job is to find the average concentration of SO2 in these localities. So we have our table, class interval, where these 0.00 to 0.04, 0.04 to 0.08, and so on up to 0.2 to 0.24, and the corresponding frequencies, which on adding we get summation of f is equal to 30. Now to find the class marks, add the limits, divide by 2. 0 plus 0.04, which is 0.04, divided by 2, we get 0.02, and so on. We have calculated all the class marks. So multiply the frequencies and class marks, you will get fx, add them, we will get summation of fx, which is equal to 2.96. So to find mean, summation fx by summation of f is equal to our mean or x bar. So x bar is equal to summation of fx is 2.96. So 2.96 divided by 30, On division we get mean is equal to 0.099 ppm or parts per million. So the concentration of sulfur dioxide in the air in these localities, the average concentration is equal to 0.099 parts per million. This is the solution for the 7th question. Moving on to the 8th question. A class teacher has following absentee record of 40 students of a class for whole term. Find the mean number of days a student was absent. So we have to find the average number of days the students of a class were absent. So this is the data where the first row gives number of days and the number of students in the second row. So we have our table class intervals or the number of days in the first column, 0 to 6, 6 to 10, 10 to 14, 14 to 20, 20 to 28 and so on up to 38 to 40. The corresponding frequencies 11, 10, 7, 4, 4, 3 and 1. Adding them we get summation of f is equal to 40. So they have already told us that the class has 40 students, so obviously the frequency must be, sum of frequency must be equal to 40. Now we have calculated our class marks x here. 0 to 6, 0 plus 6, 6 by 2, 3, 6 plus 10, 16, 16 by 2, 8, 10 plus 14, 24 by 2, 12, 14 plus 20, 34 by 2, 17 and so on. We have calculated all the class marks. So on multiplying the frequencies and class marks we will get fx. 11 3s are 33, 10 8s are 80, 7 12s are 84, 4 17s are 68, 24 4s are 96, 3 33s are 99 and 1 into 39 39. And on adding all the fx values we get our summation of fx to be equal to 499. So to calculate mean we have mean is equal to summation fx divided by summation of f. So mean is equal to 499 by 40. So mean is equal to, on division we get mean is equal to 12.5 days. So on an average the number of days that the students have been absent is 12.5 days, which is nearly equal to 13 days. So in the last question of the exercise, the following table gives the literacy rates in percentage of 35 cities. Find the mean literacy rate. So this table has literacy rates in percentage of 35 cities. If you add all the frequencies, your sum must be equal to 35. So here we have our frequency table. So class intervals 45 to 55, 55 to 65, these are the percentage literacy rates, and F gives the frequencies or number of cities. So 3 plus 10 13, 13 plus 11 24, 24 plus 8 32 plus 3 35. So summation of F is 35. We have calculated the class marks, which will be equal to 50, 60, 70, 80 and 90. And 3 into 50 150, 10 into 60 600, 11 into 70 770 and so on. We have calculated all the f into x values. On adding them we get our summation of fx to be equal to 2430. So the mean literacy rate is given by summation fx by summation of f. So that will be equal to 2430 divided by 35. So the mean literacy rates for the 35 cities is 69.43%. So this completes your first exercise of the statistics chapter, which was only about calculating mean using direct method. In the next class we will learn about calculation of mode and median for the grouped data by using the formula given. So that's all for today. Thank you.